Hello everybody, welcome back to One Piece Burning Blood. My name is Silvokiji, and here we have a technical analysis video. That is correct. For a very long time, it has been without on the channel, but now we are back. Today's episode is called Mix-Ups. Now, in case you guys didn't know what a mix-up is basically something to use when your opponent is kidding to open them up, basically to, you know, open your opponent up, do a combo, and have fun. Now, this is a misconception that people confuse mix-ups with combos. That's not true. A combo to mix up two different things. Now, a mix-up technically can be part of a combo, but, you know, Now, fighting games do have a lot of mix-ups. Anime fighters, not so much, but One Piece Burning Blood has a lot because of the character switch-ins, as well as the different moves you can do, interruptions and chains of your character. Now, before you even think about doing mix-ups for your character, you need to first know what your character can actually do. So please check the character guide videos on the TheZoneGamingGo channel. I have a video on practically every character in the game. If there's a character I do not have, please let me know, and I will go ahead and do them for you on request. But right now, I don't have any plans for any characters at the moment. So check that out, please. We're going to talk about two important concepts of mix-ups. But before that, we're going to get into the prime concept, which is your basically your knowledge. Okay, so you press the switch out button, switch characters. You're going to have to know this and do this, like, not regularly, but at least to a considerable degree, okay? Because you're gonna need to learn what your characters can actually do in switch up situations. Now, I say this because someone like Perona, I'll say Blackbeard, has Blackbeard, you press let's say you're pressing range attack, you can do a switch out and bring in Perona, okay? You do a switch out, you do a range attack again, switch out, you bring in Nami, all right? Now, you do your range attack with Perona, she can't do a switch out. She's one of the characters in the game that can't do one. Stuff like that you have to remember. Also, the distance wise, as you notice, Blackbeard actually made the two characters come in front of him. Now, like Nami, see how it's like a little bit closer? I think it's like a little bit closer. Yeah, it's a little bit closer than what than Blackbeard had it. So that's something you gotta look at too. The distance that you're going to cover when doing any of those buttons, okay? That's the knowledge thing from my prime concept here. So distance does matter. Okay, let's go to the two main concepts now, because now we're going to talk about the buttons. The first button we're going to talk about is the range attack. We're going to actually come up to the range attack. We were going to go to the guard break, but range attack is more important at the moment because we're already talking about it. Now, the range attack is a move that you can do to beat characters that are sidestepping. Now, the reason that this is important is because range attacks, if blocked, can still be used to switch out into another character. This is prime for characters like Whitebeard and Blackbeard because their range attack is pretty okay. Reverse. I could end you in Whitebeard because their range moves are kind of okay. They're slow, but they're really open, okay, at the end, okay? So characters can come in and do really helpful things to back them up, especially if you have a character like Whitebeard. The first thing your opponent's gonna wanna do if you fuck up your your range attack is they're gonna punish you. You have characters on your team that have counters, characters on your team that have range moves. For example, if I say I mess up my range attack, let's say he does actually block, he's not gonna block because I'm gonna block. Let's say he blocks it, bring in someone like Perona and bring in, like, go with a special hollow, use some range combat. You can do stuff like this. Yeah. Perona, switch out, and there you have the priority again. You now have the neutral setup again. You are no longer in that position where, oh shit, I can't do anything. I mean, Blackbeard is different than Whitebeard, but I'm just trying to demonstrate him as Whitebeard. Okay, now for certain characters that can do stuff after range attack, Blackbeard, he can do his range and then go forward, range and then Seaquake. He can do his range when enhanced to actually do a full combo. That is not it, but he can do stuff like that. Okay, so when you're doing that, that's a mix-up. Your opponent doesn't necessarily know exactly what you're going to do after this range attack on block or on hit. Now, if your opponent is mashing, you can pull off things usually that you wouldn't be able to pull off, right? So you can actually do a range attack, then forward, and then 1, 2, 3. Oh, my bad. Range attack forward. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Range attack forward. 1. Range attack forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's not 4. Boop. Stuff like that you can pull off. Quick, easy access. Now, probably wondering why the hell would I do a guard break and middle deck combo? And that we'll get to that in the second concept. But that's basically mixing your opponent up, making your opponent guess what you're going to do when you actually play the game. You don't want your opponent to know anything that you're going to do. Okay? What's up? You don't want your opponent to know anything. You want your opponent to keep guessing throughout the entire game. Okay? You don't want your opponent to think, oh, he's been trying to do this same combo over and over again, so I'm going to beat it. Don't get mad if the combo not working no more. It's because you're being predictable and your opponent is catching on. So you got to do something different. You got to mix your opponent up. You got to make them think that mix up. You gotta make your opponent's guess. Just like that. I knew the control was gonna die. It was gonna be used for an example, but it didn't come up the right time. Okay. Next up is the second concept. It's the guard break concept. Now, the guard break concept is basically what a guard break is. Guard break is used to actually break your guard. A lot of people have the misconception that guard breaks are useless as fuck. We're going to take away the misconception and say the guard break has a purpose. If your guard break doesn't do the purpose well, it doesn't suck. That's just your guard break, okay? So basically what the guard break does, it breaks your guard and allows you for certain combo options, like getting your opponent in a stagger, getting them in a trip, or like, you know, putting them in the position like a wall carrier or something like that, or in Nami's case, a unity chain. Okay? But let's reverse. As a range attack, you're able to actually use a switch in with the other characters. Depending on what sort of range attack you actually perform, the characters can in concept. Oh my goodness, this is the bad controller. Okay, just a minute, guys. Just a moment. Oh no, I can't switch out. Oh, that's not good. Okay, this is what I'll do. Okay, so basically, like someone like Blackbeard, let's go ahead and do his range attack. I bring in Perona, she's in his face. Now I'm gonna use Perona's guard break. Because it's about distance again. Blackbeard actually comes behind Doflamingo. Now this can be a opponent thing. This can depend on your opponent. This can depend on your character. This can depend on who does it. All these differences. So what I'm going to tell you right now is same thing we have in the prime concept. Find out the distance of which your characters do carry each other on your team. Without a doubt, your size matters. Okay, in this game. So, okay, now we're going to do a switch out with Nami. If I can actually pull this off. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Okay. So Nami comes in front of Doflamingo while Blackbeard comes from the side. Remember that. Okay, so we're going to come in with the guard break and actually talk a little bit of special property that guard breaks and heavy guard breaks actually have. So we're going to go to heavy guard break first, so we're going to explain that. So when you do a heavy guard break, your opponent can actually what we call take it, in which they'll take the heavy guard break, take a little bit of damage, and it's a lot of big damage, and they'll hit you, right? And, you know, but you can't flinch, so they're basically, you know, already starting to combo shit on you. Now, a guard break is a little bit different. Guard breaks are in fact weaker. But when you hit a guard break, if you do hit your opponent, even if they take it, right? If they take the guard break, the game is paused, you can still do a switch out. This opens opportunities for a lot of characters that are set up potential, as well as characters that have the ability to use range moves. Characters like Nami, who usually have a lot of hearts moments to get ready for a Thunder Trap, because of this concept, can pull Thunder Trap on where your opponent is hitting nothing but air. And for characters like Enel, as well as Gekko Mirai, can take advantage of this position by using range moves right after someone else's guard break to start their ranged combat. You may be thinking as well, like, what if the character I have is a Congress Hockey character? You're like, hoo, I'm a Congress Hockey character. I can't be hurt. I can just Congress Hockey. Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you see a guard break, I want to say 9% of my bets is going to be that you're going to try your very best to hit the opponent with the hockey button pressed. By the time that ranged character comes to the battle, your hockey bar is literally maybe going to be 10% of all the hockey you used up by doing that attack, as well as thinking you were going to hit your opponent. That bar going to be gone unless you actually do R1 over and over getting in, like I used to switch back and forth. You're not going to have any bar to really deal with that ranged combat. And if you're in a 1v1 situation, your character's going to be struggling the entire time, or 2v1, I mean, struggling the entire time trying to get your bar back, forgetting about the fact you're taking a buttload of chip damage. So, rotating back to the second concept. So in the second concept, what you really want to do is use that guard break button, not frequently, but enough to make your opponent know that I'm gonna fucking use it whenever I feel like it. You want your opponent to think that you know what you're doing. I mean, hopefully you do know what you're doing, but make your opponent really believe you know what you're doing and you are capable of doing everything, okay? You want your opponent to know that if I punch you, you have to guess. I'm not going to be predictable. You're going to have to guess what I'm going to do. You're the one that's going to be, when you're hitting your opponent, you want them to be playing against you in that sort of way. You don't want them to be like, oh, he's going to do this and this, I'll just block. You don't want that. You want them to try to mash. You want them to use the bad options. You don't want them to be standardized. You want them to mix up you as well and make the wrong guesses, okay? So that's the video, guys. Remember, check your characters in your team, see what they do. If you're new to the game, check all of it, okay? If you don't know what your A combos are, like I said before, if you don't know what your moves, know your whole kit. Please look at the One Piece Burning Blood guide videos, and if I do not have a character made for that, go to the training mode and check them out, okay? Other than that, guys, I hope you guys have a good day and enjoy playing One Piece Burning Blood.